Onoko amina neko. Hadza neko. Sabi tuo ko samedi ko neko.
What if we began to look at sustainable development as a way to create win-win solutions? What if by sharing ownership of these solutions, we had a better map to share and distribute benefits for all? What if it was possible to simultaneously protect our natural resources, increase livelihoods, and generate profit? Deep in the bush of Tanzania, I found evidence of hope. Some places in this world are still wild. Deep in Yaeda Valley of northern Tanzania, the Hadzabe people continue to live as they always have. For over 50,000 years, the Hadzabe have hunted and gathered their food from their forests. Throughout these generations, there has never been a single account of famine. For the Hadzabe, there is always plenty. The word Hadzabe translates to mean land. This land, with its wide-spreading acacia trees and ancient baobab forests, provides food and medicine to the Hadzabe. These forests are also the lungs of the planet, helping us all avoid the choking of our climate crisis.
Utamaduni wa asili kwa sababu kiwasilia Wahadzabe ni marafiki na miti, na pia katika hifadhi ya asili lazima kutakuwa kuna miti, kuna wanyama. Basi mimi kama Mhadzabe ninategemea msitu kwa mahitaji yetu yote ya maisha.
I was invited to visit the Hadzabe to learn how they came to be one of the United Nations Equator Prize winners for 2019. The Hadzabe welcomed me into their lives, sharing their food, music, traditions, and their incredible worldview. I quickly began to feel that I was not just an outsider. I became a sister to the women who passed their babies to me, a granddaughter to the babies who sang stories to me, and a friend of the Hadzabe, a true friend. The Hadzabe revealed so much beauty to me, showing me what it looks like to honor tradition and be leaders of innovation. At first, the bush appears to be a harsh environment, full of thorns, intense heat, and very little water. But living with the Hadzabe, I was shown a life full of abundance and joy.
Siku yangu ya kawaida mimi inapokucha asubuhi, ninakwenda kuwinda. Huku ninaweza kukosa kuwinda, nalina asali, na huku nakula matunda, na huku naweza kufunga mbuyu kuwaletea familia.
It seems that the forests are always speaking to the Hadzabe, and the Hadzabe are always listening. Small birds serenade the pathway to find treasures of wild golden honey. Winds announce the arrival of weather and carry the sound of footsteps across thousands of miles of bush. The Hadzabe are always present to these countless observations, yet seem to live in total presence. Being in an intimate relationship with the environment breeds sensibility and confidence, connection. To be a Hadzabe is to be part of a tribe where everyone is valued, whether it is decision-making or food, sharing is automatic.
Kwa hiyo nafikiri kwenye vikao tunapokuja kupanga labda kwa ajili ya mambo ya au kwa ajili ya kukaa kwenye vikao na wakati tunakaa kwenye vikao si tunapanga au kwa ajili ya kwa ajili ya kuwapanga labda vijana, kuna uharibifu labda fulani, kuna ujamii ya wafugaji wanaingiza ng'ombe polini, na mimi nashirikiana nao kwenye vikao.
The Hadzabe are the very first group in all of Tanzania to sign a certificate for customary rights, owning their land communally. Community ownership creates a foundation for community development. The Hadzabe have always valued their forests, but with this official ownership, they are empowered. They choose how to manage their forest and resources. Their certificate is a promise that all forms of governance will respect their choices.
Kwangu haki ya ardhi ina muhimu sana kuliko vitu vyote, kwa sababu haki ya ardhi, upatikanaji na mahitaji yote ya maisha yangu ipo ndani ya ardhi. Nyingine nielezee kidogo kwa kuongeza. Nyingine, kitu cha kwanza kabisa katika maisha ya Hadzabe, kumsaidia Mhadzabe kumletea malori ya chakula sio msaada. Kumletea magari 10-20 kwa Mhadzabe sio msaada, lakini kitu kubwa kwetu sisi wa Hadzabe, tumelilia ardhi hii na tumeipata ardhi, ndiyo ni msaada yetu.
The way the Hadzabe are living sustainably in the bush is simultaneously providing benefits to every single person on this planet. While many of us live carbon-intense lifestyles, their forests are working as a filter, sinking global greenhouse gas emissions. As owners of their land, the Hadzabe have chosen to partner with Carbon Tanzania, proving that it is possible to live sustainably, create profit, and address shared global challenges successfully.
The acceptance that the environment is important is not something you need to talk to the Hadza about. They are in their own right excellent ecologists, and they understand that very, very clearly. Its complexity, the interconnectedness of the environment, they get that.
The financial mechanism that Carbon Tanzania uses when working with the Hadzabe is based on avoided deforestation. Whenever deforestation is avoided in the project area, verified carbon units are generated. These units are sold to individuals and companies who want to offset their own carbon footprint. That revenue is then directly transferred to the communities in a results-based way.
The opportunity cost is about ensuring that the land is more valuable to the people who live on it than it is to the process of causing deforestation. And in doing that, you are of course capturing that stored carbon that is in those forests.
The village scouts of Yaeda embody tradition and innovation. Using the skills that they have earned over generations, the scouts patrol and protect their forests, collecting data with satellite technology.
Deforestation is occurring 20 times faster in the areas outside of the project, a true testament to the success of what the Hadzabe are doing here.
The partnership between the Hadzabe and Carbon Tanzania is a proof of concept. The traditional values born in the Hadzabe way of life have shaped a solution that is now being met with advanced technology, serving benefits locally and globally. Through this partnership, over 18,000 trees are prevented from being cut every year. Wild animals have returned to the region, and proceeds are being directed to support community development for the Hadzabe. Now that this formula for success has been proven, it can be scaled and shared throughout Tanzania and the world to create a new economy for the earth. My time in the deep bush of Tanzania with the Hadzabe was a beautiful experience. Living in nature with one of the world's oldest indigenous communities, who are also at the forefront of the most advanced climate solutions, opened my eyes to the beauty of what is possible.
I think the Sustainable Development Goals are in itself a rather abstract concept, and the winners give life to the SDGs. So you have the SDGs give you certain targets, certain goals, and the winners, the Equator Prize winners, shows what that means in practice. I think what stood out for the Hadzabe was this kind of joining of traditional culture and using the tools that the world of climate change has. You have a culture here that protects the traditional way of life, that really does it the traditional way, and they have found a way to bring this into very abstract climate finance concepts and bring them together. And that's what really is really outstanding.
Winning the United Nations Equator Prize award has brought this evidence of hope to the global stage, sharing with high-level decision makers and the world exactly how it is possible to address our climate crisis.
This is one of, if not the oldest of human cultures. They are living on the Rift Valley, literally on the base of the Rift Valley, where human culture, where humans evolved as a species. The fact that they themselves are engaged in innovative conservation to tackle humanity's most recent problem is such an amazing connection.
The Hadzabe demonstrate what is working and how it works, identifying the critical enabling conditions for success: ownership, tradition, and creativity.
We select the Equator Prize winners with a view to scale up and to replicate. So they're not just winners because they do amazing work, but they're winners because their work can be applied in other contexts, can be scaled up. And the Hadzabe in particular are an example that just should be taken into other contexts as well.
Anything is possible. The Hadzabe are evidence of hope. This optimism can enable a world of change.
Optimistic is the driver of change. Optimism is the driver that helps us build a different future. Optimism is what will help us generate this sustainability economy. Optimism is what will enable us to generate this new world, this new way of generating energy, this new social equity.
I think hope is what inspires to make people do good. And with the Equator Prize, we recognize people who do good. And in this world of gloom, we're finding people who give the world hope.
Mimi ninatamani baada ya uzazi yangu kupita watoto watabaki. Mimi natamani kwanza kabisa kabla sisi hatujapita tunataka tutunze hii pori ili digidigi isipotee na hata wanyama wengine wasipotee, ili watoto wangu mimi ninapita waje waikute kama historia ya Hadzabe katika pori lao.
Thank you.